Hello and a very warm welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I want to give you 10 reasons why I think the Polish real estate market is a good long-term investment opportunity. So let's get straight down to it. Number one, Poland is becoming a European economic superpower. GDP growth has been nothing short of spectacular for a European country. In 19 of the last 20 years, GDP growth has been positive, ranging from 0.9% to 7%, and in only 2 of these years was growth below 2.8%. Now, the 1 year where GDP fell was in 2020 as a result of the pandemic, but it actually only fell by 2%, much better than most European countries. Now, just to give you an idea of how well off Poland is becoming, by 2030, it is expected that the average Polish family will be better off than the average British family. And it's already the case that Poland's poorest 20% are better off than Britain's poorest 20%. Number two, Poland is also becoming a military power. Now, the Polish army is already one of the most powerful and best equipped in Europe, and is set to become even stronger as Poland is top of NATO's spending charts, putting in around 4% of its gross domestic product into military goals, and that's twice that of NATO's target of 2%. Number three, a large, well-educated population that works extremely hard. Now, the Poles are known for working very hard. Many, including myself, consider them to be the South Koreans of Europe. People are very well educated in Poland, highly skilled and literate, and speak many languages. And I think this will stand the country in good stead for the future. Number four, a diversified economy. Now, Poland has a very well diversified economy. Although it has moved away from relying on agricultural and manufacturing industries, they are still playing a big part in the economy. But other industries have emerged, such as information technology, defense and aerospace, as well as the automotive sector. And many international software companies are pouring in money into Poland when it comes to research and development projects. Two such examples are Microsoft and Google. And Google have invested around $2 billion in a data hub in the capital, Warsaw. Number five, reverse of demographic threat. Now, one of the biggest threats that Poland has faced, like many other countries, is population decline. But many of the 500,000 Poles that left the country over the last 30 years are coming back, thereby reversing a brain drain. Brexit has also helped this. So many Poles living in the UK left and went back to Poland after the 2016 referendum. Poland also took in more than 1.5 million refugees from the Ukraine, and this too has boosted population figures. Number six, other positive economic indicators. Now, Poland's unemployment rate is quite low at only 5%. Moreover, Poland has also one of the lowest youth unemployment rates in the EU. Very good for future prospects of the country. And Poland's inflation rate is also coming down from a high of 18.4% in February 2023 to 10.8% in July 2023, although this figure is still very high. But I think the most positive figure is the total government debt to GDP being below 50%, which is one of the lowest in Europe. Now, although in 2020 it increased due to the pandemic, it's come right back down. Number seven, reasonable property prices. Now, I think many of you will disagree with me, but I still think property prices in Poland are still quite reasonable. In Warsaw, they are about 14,000 zloty per square meter on average, which is around or just over 3,000 euros per square meter on average. I think, to be honest, this is not bad for a European capital. Now, there are, I think, many more cities and capitals in Europe where the local affordability index is much worse. Although if there are many young Poles watching this video, I'm sure they're going to disagree with me. But I think if you take this in conjunction with the fact that wages in Poland are likely to catch up in the future with many Western European countries, then property prices of today, in 5 to 10 years from now, will look quite cheap. Now in Krakow, property prices are about, on average, 12.5 zloty per square meter, which is about 2,800 euros per square meter on average. But in other cities in Poland, you can find cheaper property, like one such example being Łódź, where property prices are around 1,500 to 1,700 euros per square meter on average. So a lot cheaper here. Number 8, I think Poland has quite decent gross rental yields. So we are talking in the Warsaw and Krakow around the 6% mark, which is higher than many Western European capitals like London, Paris, Lisbon, Madrid and Rome, to name but a few, but also a lot higher than many second or third cities in various countries in Europe. So quite decent gross rental yields. Number 9, taxation. Now, I'm not saying taxation is low in Poland, but it's not particularly high either. Capital gains tax on selling your property is 19%, but you only pay this tax if property is sold within 5 years of the purchase date. Now, as far as rental income tax is concerned, for rental income up to 100,000 zloty, which is about 22,300 euros annually, you'll pay 8.5% tax. For rental income above 100,000 zloty, you will pay 12.5%, which is quite low. However, the downside is that you cannot deduct any expenses. Now, if you own multiple properties, the rules are different. So if you are serious about doing buy-to-let in Poland, you should hire a good accountant as well as a good lawyer. But I think taxation, in all honesty, is not high in Poland. But please do hire an accountant and lawyer. Taxation is not that simple in Poland. Number 10, low buy-sell costs. Now, the buy-sell costs are low in Poland for existing property. So there is a 2% transaction fee, but if you are a first-time buyer, you don't have to pay this fee. However, from the 1st of January 2024, a 6% transaction cost will be introduced on those who buy 6 or more properties in the same development. Now, typically for notary fees, it does vary, but you'll pay around the 2% mark and around the 3% mark for realtor fees. So for existing property, the total buy-sell costs are well under 10%. Now, for example, for new apartments, you will have to pay an 8% VAT fee for apartments up to 150 square meters. Now, for larger apartments, for the portion above 150 square meters, you will pay VAT at a rate of 23%, which is quite high. So, what's the conclusion? My conclusion is this. I think, as for real estate in Poland, I think if you do invest here, it has to be for the medium to long term, so at least 5 to 10 years, because within 5 years you're going to pay capital gains tax of 19%. And I think this is a long-term investment as wages rise in Poland and as GDP rises in Poland. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Please comment below, and I shall see you very soon on the next video. Thanks again for watching.